So this is an aspect of AI that I haven't really heard anyone else talking about, and that's AI building software. So AI can currently build programs for you. What I think is pretty likely to happen is eventually you will see one AI gain dominance in the market, and that will be the one that most people use, most companies use to make whatever software it is, whether it's, it could be uh, an actual program, it could be a website, it could be a phone app. Um, there's a lot that could be done with it. There's a lot that people will want to try to cut out the cost of hiring a human programmer for. Well, this is the main issue with that. If there's one single AI that is used across the industry, then you're going to have, there will be vulnerabilities with how it's writing the programs. There will always be hackers that are looking for those vulnerabilities. So, if you have a single AI that's building basically 90% of all websites and applications and maybe even DoD software, then any vulnerability with that AI is actually going to become problematic for the entire digital space, because now you have the same vulnerability being written in to every single piece of source code that AI touched. Now, AI writes programs differently from people. The hackers will always be up to date. They're always going to be up to speed with any changes like that. Now, someone learning how to write code, a new amateur programmer, they may not be able to understand how the AI is writing the software because it does actually write it slightly differently. Now, from a greedy corporation standpoint, you can actually exploit that. So you can actually get the AI to write it in a more convoluted manner, in a way that makes it much, much harder to actually look at the source code and figure out how it's written. So that way, if any alterations need to be made, your customers have to come back to you, right? So I could see that being exploited by the companies for their own benefit, but it would come at the cost of, if there is a vulnerability now, and because most programmers can't understand what exactly it is that the AI is writing, because it's it doesn't need to make notes like a human programmer does, and it can write things in a different manner. So now there's a known security flaw. There's no one there to fix that flaw. And if it's something that is inherent to how the AI writes the programs, then you may not be able to correct it. It may take a year or two of just constantly working on it to figure out how to patch that vulnerability without making a new vulnerability open up. So That is one of the main problems that I see with using AI to write software is you can end up putting yourself in a really bad space. If you have if you make programming an industry that is essentially empty because AI has taken over it, you don't have the the same level of proficiency of software engineers that you currently have. So now you have people who don't truly understand it at that really deep level, and they're not going it's going to take them even longer to figure out how do we unfuck this. So that's just something that I saw. I was just thinking about it. I was watching a video about AI, and that just thought just popped in my head. Hey, what if AI dominates the market of, programming? Then it becomes a skill that very few people have, and any issue, because there's going to be issues with it, how do you correct them? How do you fix it at that point? Because like I said, there will always be hackers staying up to date on it. They don't want to be conventional programmers. They don't want to sit in a little office space and be some nameless your employee number 3 and grind, 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 live, eat, breathe shit the company. The company should be your life. Hey man, I hope you don't mind, but we're gonna pull 36 straight hours because this really needs to get done. That's not enticing. These people have the skills, and they can make way more money, and it's a lot funner to be able to find exploits and then take advantage of them. So there will always be a large number of people that are very tech savvy, very proficient, that will be allured by that freedom and the fun nature of outsmarting people as a hacker. So it's that's not going to go away. Even if the way that programs are written becomes more and more convoluted, these guys, it's a fun puzzle for them. It's something they actually enjoy doing. It's not a job that you're paying a software engineer to fix. There's a big difference between those two. Showing up at your 9 to 5 and going, "Hey, you need to fix this. You need to find this. What's wrong with it? How do you fix it?" Versus, "Oh man, this is so fun," and just grinding it out for hours and hours and hours on end without realizing how much time has elapsed because it's something that you find enjoyable. So the hackers are never going to go away. They're not going to be deterred by more convoluted or sophisticated software being written by AI. The only people that will be excluded are legitimate programmers that they just want to be a company man. They want to work that 9 to 5. They want a nice, stable job, and they're not programming because, man, this is just a really fun passion. Instead, it's a good paying job. Those guys will go away if AI becomes prevalent and replaces all of them. So there will be less people educated in computer science. So it's a big problem that I see that I don't think is going to get better. I think it's going to get much, much worse. And I think that we're going to be in for a very big surprise when we see just how many basically anything digital will become fully compromised. It will be like going back to the days of just not having any encryption on any data packets. So it's just out there, it's all free, whatever, take what you want. Because this vulnerability in the AI and all the software that it makes just allows people to collect whatever they want. That's That's what I see. I see that being a problem. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, but that's what I think. I don't think that's something that's going to go away. I don't think it's something that's going to get better, and I don't think it's something that's going to have an easy solution to. I think it's going to be quite convoluted, quite complicated, and I think it will take a significant amount of time to fix that once it becomes so deeply ingrained in our society. So, yeah. Well, that's about it for this video here. All right. We'll see you guys.